All right, it's a beautiful day out. Beautiful January day. Be a great day to cut some rocks, but it's about 35 degrees, and even though I've got short sleeves on right now, it's a little too cold for me to want to get sprayed with water. So we came up with a solution, and let's check it out. So back in the rock room, we've got our tile saw in a bin with some water in it and some towels. This black towel down here put up over the edge again. We cut a hole in the bin down here so we could run the power cord on-off switch. And we've got some rocks, these three that we polished with my drill press polishing pads, and they're kind of thick. So I think at least these two we're gonna cut in half, and then this one I think probably just run around the edges and smoosh them up just a little bit. And then this one here I forgot to trim up, and I think what we're gonna do with it is I got two teardrop patterns on there, but I think we're just gonna kind of go around the outside of both of them, because one teardrop left a lot of material on the rock, good usable material. So I think we're just gonna cut out a bigger shape and see what we get. Well, let's see if I can get any of this on camera without dousing it in water. You can see my beautiful apron here. We've got some safety glasses. We got headphones in for hearing protection. Let's try it out. I think we'll start with this red and blue one. This is a really nice looking rock. Hopefully I don't fudge it up too bad. All right. Well, that's one rock cut into two. That looks pretty good. I think we'll be able to get a nice little cab out of this piece. We'll see in a minute. Let's try this one out next. I really like this rock. I don't know what kind it is, but I really did not do a very good job polishing this with the drill press pads. But hopefully we could rectify some of that, cut it in half and make something a little cooler out of it. Rock number two. Pretty sweet. We were able to get a nice, pretty uniform sized chunk out of that. Pretty happy about that. Now we'll try and shave some of the edges down on this. Not too much. I really like this rock. I don't even know if I'm going to make a shape out of it. It might be kind of wonky. The sides might not be 100% straight, but I just want to be able to get a good polish on it. Let's try. Not too bad. Got some of that crud off the edge, and we're able to maintain a good amount of that rock. Like I said, not super even on the ends. They're still pretty jagged, but I will get them schmoozed up on the drill press flat lap. Very nice. Let's see if we can't shape this one just a touch. There we go. Still pretty jagged, but like I said, we'll get it schmoozed out. Looks like I got a little chunk right there. I think I'll be able to grind that bit out with the polishing disc. But yeah, not too shabby. This actually works really well and I'm super happy about it. I don't know if you can see, well, there's supposed to be like a guard on the blade under there, but the problem that I've been having is chunks like these and even bigger ones will fall down in there, and they get stuck and they can't fall all the way through, and then it just squirts water all over the place. So when I was running this with the tray that goes underneath that you put the water in, sometimes, you know, I could make 2 or 3 cuts and not have to refill the little tray with water. Other times, if a little chunk fell in there, it would just squirt it out all over the place, and I'm not even like 15 seconds into a cut. And so I don't want to have to sit there and have a hose going in that thing, because that's too much water. Then you're just splashing the crap out of yourself. I don't have a guard for this. I thought about trying to rig up some kind of plastic thing to sit over this, and then maybe come over here, and especially when the saw was outside. But with the towel method that I've got going on, everything is really mobile. I can very easily move all this stuff off of the workbench to where I can set rocks out to dry after tumbling, and I can also put the drill press on here and still have plenty of room for other activities. So mobility was kind of key for me, especially since, you know, I've said it many times before, my rock room isn't super big, so I got to make the most of the space that I've got. So mobility is super key. But I'm super happy with how this is working out, and I was worried that if I took this guard off, that maybe it would spray too much water all over the inside parts of the saw. And to be honest, I mean, it is a Harbor Freight special, so it's not like I'm burning through even $100 of stuff. They're really only like, I think now they're like 60 bucks. But I've got it and it works good, so I'd like to keep it in that condition. But so far, with the guard off, the water has been very consistent as far as coming out from where the blade is. I also put some duct tape up here. You can see kind of a little ridge or baffle, whatever you want to call it, in here. There's another one right here, and then another one right in here somewhere. But it every once in a while, water would come shooting up through this thing and get you either right under the glasses or right in the middle of the forehead. So put a little bit of tape on there, and that has stopped. The saw is up higher now than it normally is when I cut, and it's nice with this bin here because you have kind of an armrest, so it get rid of a little bit of fatigue. But I haven't noticed any issues with water splashing on any of the electronics, and I'm sure, you know, you can't stop that from happening, so it's got to be built to be able to handle that. And I also learned this trick. I saw a couple guys on YouTube do it. I think it was Currently Rock Hounding do it, and another guy. But you take a bastard file like this, it's got the slanted ridges on one side, and then you know, you've got ridges on both edges too. You just go along and you knock all the junk off the blade, and man, that works so good. It works so good for keeping these blades going. And I've probably had this blade, I've probably put maybe 80 hours on this blade, and I did it again this morning before I started cutting it, and it worked out really super awesome. So the file trick works super duper good, and I think it's your best bet is to let it dry off. All that junk will dry off, and then when you kind of dink 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 on the blade, it just flakes right off and falls off. So that's super cool. And I think we're going to try and cut out a few rough cabs now. We've got our stencil here. I do like the teardrop shape. I think they're pretty cool. These three for sure I'm going to cut into a teardrop shape. And these three here, jury's still out. I'm going to do these three first, but I'm kind of thinking with these I might just kind of true up the edges a little bit and keep them as is, just because I really don't want to lose all that mass, especially with these two. And we'll see. But we'll come back when they're done. All right, these are the shapes we got cut out. These two we did end up kind of shaping into that teardrop shape. This one kept breaking, and it had a big hole on the back side. And this one, I just couldn't get a nice enough even shape, so it's gonna be a teardrop. But this one, like we said before, we just shaved a little bit off the sides, except for this one. This one's already pretty decent. So, but yeah, they're looking pretty good. We'll see if we can grind them up a little bit. So since I've got the saw out, I think we're just gonna continue cutting, because it is mobile, which is nice, but I think we're just gonna leave it there for a little bit. So I found some more rocks I want to cut. This one, I don't know how well it shows up on TV, but it does have some kind of agate looking stuff on it. I think I'm gonna cut it this way. This one here is like, I don't know if it's jasper or what it is, but it looks really cool, and I think I'm gonna try and basically cut this heel off and then go down the rock this way. I was thinking about doing this edge, but it's kind of wonky, so I'd have to cut a lot of the rock off to get a nice flat surface on it. So I think we're gonna go with this one. And then this little guy here is just kind of a normal rock. You got some host rock on top with some, well, it looks just like straight up quartz on the bottom. I think we're gonna cut this nub off on the top here, and then we'll probably go this way and hopefully get a few slabs out of it like that. Let's see what we get. All right, we're back. We got these 3 rocks cut up. This one I did actually cut some stuff off of the bottom here. It kind of broke apart, so it's not going to be in the presentation. But this one too had a bit of stuff fall off, but this piece actually has some nice little crystal on it. And you can see just a little bit of light pass through that. That looks pretty cool. These chunks ended up looking really nice. Got some cool colors and patterns in there. A lot of the color from the outside didn't actually seep through, which is unfortunate, but I got one nice big chunk and then kind of a smaller one here, and this one has this big kind of void on the backside, so we're probably not going to be able to use all of it, but still got a pretty nice area here to do some stuff with. This one here got plenty of good chunks out of. Some of these are kind of interesting. It's got a little bit of red color in the middle, kind of a void in there. A little bit more red in some of those voids in here too. Just a hair more of that red color coming through. This one you can see just a small amount of light pass through. This one's got a couple of really small voids. They're starting to go away, but a little bit more red in there. Really nice coloring on this one. Again, just a little bit of light pass through. A lot more on this side. That looks pretty cool. And the last one here. Really nice looking. A lot more light passing through this one, so. And a little heel piece. Not too bad. These ones actually turned out really cool. The chunk, the kind of knob that I cut off isn't in here. It's, I think right here, this piece. This was all just host rock, and man, it This stuff must be really soft because the saw just flew through it. But these ones are pretty cool. I'm actually very pleasantly surprised with how some of these look. It looks really, really cool. Lots of light passing through there. Hopefully this will end up being nice cab material. Smaller calves, but still, hopefully it'll turn out good. Same thing with this next piece. That host rock on the bottom is pretty thin. Honestly, the quartz, it had a lot more quartz in it than I was expecting. I thought there was going to be more layers of some other kind of weird looking stuff, but I'm not going to complain about that. And this last piece here got a lot more of that host rock, definitely on this back side too. That's really strange. This piece is so thin, and I shaved just, you know, just a fuzz off this side so I could get one more little slab out of there. But again, it's looking really good. Not as much light passing through this stuff, but that contrast is really cool with the host rock on the bottom and the quartz on the top. It turned out pretty good. I think I'm going to try and find a few more rocks to cut on the saw. Saw's still doing well. I'm happy that that blade hasn't getting dulled up yet. The water has started to get kind of foamy, and I haven't seen it do that. I added just a little bit more, but not real sure about that. Nothing weird's happened yet, so we're just going to keep on going. All right, we found a few more. We got some of this really, really neat looking, like, jaspery stuff. I don't know. Really interesting. I'm hoping that I can cut off a good chunk right in here, kind of leave this bit whole, and then maybe get a few nice slices out of the rest of it. Got some red jasper for sure here. It's got such a nice shine on it already, and there's some really cool black lines under there, but I'm not 100% sure how I want to orient the cuts on this, so we'll probably wait to do this one last, if we even get to it. And then we've got 5 agates here. I definitely want to do this one. I can see some nice patterns in there that I'm hoping are going to pop out pretty well. And if we cut this way, it'll look really cool. This one's got that really, really neat looking water line on there, so I'm hoping to just kind of swipe that edge off flat and then get a few nice little chunks out of it. Here's another one that's got some really cool looking crystal on this edge here, and the rest of it's really red. It glows kind of pink, so hopefully we can get some cool looking stuff out of it. And then this rock here, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with, so or how I'm going to cut it. It's really smooth too. It's got all that iron on it. I thought I washed these off, but some of them are still a little crusty, so we'll see about this one too. Not sure if it'll get cut today. All right, we got them all cut up. This one ended up looking really, really cool. I don't know what kind of stuff this is, but it's really, really neat looking. This stuff is super wild. Really neat. And I got, like I said before, we left a big chunk, and it even, oh, that hole goes all the way through. That's cool. I didn't know that, but I could feel it when I was cutting it on the saw. Something got kind of weird, and so I'm glad I decided to leave this part whole, because this part probably would have just exploded. But there is just a little bit of a hole left on this side, but they look really, really cool. This waterline agate ended up looking super duper cool. That's really cool, and I got 2 good sized chunks of that, and then a little itty bitty one, and then the 2 heel pieces, but that just looks super cool. It glows real nice in the light. That'll look really good when it's polished. couple more agates here. This one turned out really awesome, and yeah, it looks super cool. You can see those lines around the edges. I'm not sure what I want to do with this. I don't want to shape it with the stencil because you're going to lose all of those really cool lines, so I'm hoping that I can just get away with kind of grinding the sides down on the flat lap. But these ones ended up so cool. Really happy. Another agate here. I got one heel out of it, which looks really cool. It's really super clear already. And then I got two kind of slab pieces. The end, I just barely shaved a little bit off of this end, and it all kind of broke apart. So, but it looks really, really good. Really interesting patterns and colors and stuff in there. The other piece here, this one is a little bit thinner, that's why the light passes through a lot better, but really cool patterns and everything in there. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell with some of these rocks what they're going to look like, but thankfully that one and then this one, you can see just a little bit of the pattern from the outside. So, and I'm happy that I cut them in a way to where they ended up looking cool. We've got this agate here. This one's got some water line in there. I think it must have come in from whatever this hole was. There is a bit of a crack, but actually this chunk, I shaved these two heel pieces off of the edge, off of the edges, and then kind of was left with a chunk about this thick. And I saw the water line on this one popping out, and so I decided to cut it in half. Got some thinner chunks, but there's a little bit of water line and definitely like a little geo pocket in there, which is super cool. So this one I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with either, but looks really neat. This chunk here, I don't know what this is. I've cut some other stuff like this, but it's got this really nice blue color in the middle. I did only get this one slab out of this rock, but it's really, really nice. I'm hoping that, I was thinking that that really cool brown color was gonna stay all the way through, but then it's this really nice blue. So got to figure out what to do with this, if I trim the edges or turn it into a shape or what's going on, but I'm not 100% sure what I'll do with it. And this last one, pretty sure it's some jasper, got some reds and yellows. I was hoping that this chunk was going to be bigger, but it actually split in half. But it kind of worked out because the rock got a little bit bigger, so we were able to get two pretty decently sized chunks. This side's got some nice patterns on it. This one's almost all yellow. This has that really, really nice red and yellow combo. Really, really nice looking. I understand that this video's kind of been all over the place. I think it's just going to be a more of a vlog type, a more like what we do in the rock room today or whatever, because I'm doing this all on the same day, so all the clips you're seeing are from the same day. But pretty happy with how the saw's been working. Again, I went through what, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 rocks. I think I'm going to do some more, but I don't know if I'll video those. I don't know how well they're going to turn out. So if we cut any more that are really, really cool, we'll show them. And if not, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, feel free to give the video a like and subscribe. And please don't flame me for having a hillbilly setup for my saw. But you can't go wrong with cheap and mobile and stuff that works really well. So, but again, appreciate everybody for watching, and hope we'll catch you on our next video.